Detours. Brought to you by Sports and Spokes, the magazine for wheelchair sports and recreation. At only 19 and already with one Paralympics under his belt, Ezra Frech has quickly become one of the best single-leg amputee long and high jumpers in the world. All right, Ezra. So you had a great jump today. I heard the roar of the crowd. You jumped basically 23 feet. I heard you talking to the other people about you finally eclipsed 7 meters. This was a big performance today.
I've been chasing 7 meters for years, and I've been so close. I've had foul after foul after foul, and to finally punch through today, to finally get to that next level today, to finally break through at Paralympic Trials, very special. And to do it on my 6th attempt. I mean, this was a tough competition. I was battling a lot. We were fighting a lot. There was a lot that I was dealing with that wasn't working perfectly. But that's what being a Paralympian is. That's what being an adaptive athlete is all about. Adapting, figuring it out, and then overcoming. And that's what I did.
Yeah, and not only were you dealing with heat today, but you were also seemingly dealing with a headwind too, or at least a crossing headwind. So you had a lot of challenges in the pit today.
Yeah, the wind was all over the place. One time it's a headwind, then we have a crazy tailwind, and then it's coming from the side, and it's unbelievably hot. The leg is slipping off. I'm having to take it off after every jump, which is then slightly impacting the run a bit. So some of my runs were on point, some weren't. It was just all over the place. But listen, I adapted, I overcame, I battled through, and then 6th attempt came around. I remember sitting there thinking to myself, am I not who I say I am? I say I'm a 7-meter jumper. I've been saying that for years. Let me pull this one off. 6th attempt, in the fire, in the heat, the most pressure, and I made it happen.
Excellent. So long and high. Tomorrow is going to be the high jump. Out of the two, do you have a preference? Is there one that, obviously you'd like to medal in both, but if you had to medal in one, which one would you prefer to medal in?
High jump is my favorite event, probably. It has been just because it's the event that I'm the best at. It's been my bread and butter for so many years. I'm the world champion in the high jump. I'm the world record holder in the high jump. And without a doubt, I will be standing on the top of the podium in the high jump. I will win gold in the high jump. But then I also think it is extremely likely that I can pull off a medal in the long jump as well. So I think high jump I'm going to win gold, and then long jump I will win a medal. But I don't think I would be setting the bar too high, no pun intended, to say that I could medal in both events.
As a single leg BK above knee, AK, right? You have certain different, intricate things that have to take place when you're jumping in either event, long or high. Let's go ahead and talk about, because today was long jump, how do you prepare for that, and what are the special factors that may contribute to your success?
People see amputees long jump and they think, wow, it looks so easy. They just run and bounce. There is so much involved in making sure that I complete a jump successfully. When you're running as an above the knee amputee, I have no control over the lower part of my leg. This literally swings. I can't control it. It's only what I do to the top that then controls the bottom. So when I'm running, one of our biggest challenges we're up against is sometimes if I place the blade centimeters off, centimeters to the left, centimeters to the right, even just literally 2 degrees angled out or in, it could throw off the entire run. Every step has to be perfect, and I'm trying to be perfect with a part of my body that I have no direct control over. So there is so much involved, but really learning to be comfortable on this prosthetic. I'm lucky. I've grown up as an amputee, so I'm so accustomed to the prosthetic. It's second nature to me. It's as if it's an extension of my body, and that's a real benefit when I get on the track, and then I have to make sure every step I'm taking is placed properly.
When talking about the prosthetic, you got one of the legs right there. If you could go ahead and pick that up, we can talk a little bit about it. First of all, are there certain standards that come along with the amount of flex to a leg? So does the IPC, do they have certain rulings in terms of how much carbon can be there, to perhaps influence jump?
Yeah, basically the regulation that they have is that every blade that anyone jumps on has to be made commercially available. And so there is obviously people who iterate and try things and try to set up their alignment differently. That's a part of the innovation process. But as far as the blade goes, all the blades are pretty standard. All the blades that my competitors compete on and I compete on are just about the same, not much of a difference. It's more so the force you're able to put into it, how you put that force, the alignment set up so you can produce that force that impacts most things. And then the truth is, you know, a lot of it is what you put into the blade. People think that technology is just this, you know, this magical ride to far distances, but the truth is, this doesn't work unless I work and I put the force into it. So that's something most people don't fully understand.
Where you attach the leg to your body, do you deal a lot with chafing, sores, and injuries? Is that an area where you're injury prone?
Sores, definitely. A lot of athletes have that. I've been dealing with one in the lead up to this. I had to spend 2 days off of the prosthetic to heal one up. I mean, the truth is, you think it's literally just an enclosed environment around a part of the body that is working so hard. So naturally, when you sweat and then the liner rubs, and you can create infections or chafe or cuts or blisters, that stuff's very common. I deal with that a lot. But for you know, today out there on the track, we've been trying this new thing with baby powder to stop the leg from sweating so much. So I'm basically drenching the leg in baby powder and then pat it all around. And then when I put the prosthetic on, I'm not sweating as much as I usually would, or I use certain antiperspirant deodorants to help stop the sweat. There's ways to minimize it, but that's definitely something that a lot of amputees face.
So, you know, I think that people have a misunderstanding that all amputee or all people who use any type of a prosthetic leg are all the same. But you do deal with a certain, difficulty with that hinge. The hinge and being above the knee, that really adds a complexity. I mean, there is you just couldn't jump with guys who are below the knee.
Exactly. That's why it's different, right? That's why the Paralympics is so beautiful. We have our whole classification system so that it's not unfair. If I jump against a guy who's below the knee, he will jump better than me. That's what will happen because he has more control over the lower part of his leg. And so for me, I'm obviously only competing against above the knees, and that's what's beautiful about the system of fairness that we have in the Paralympics.
What type of cross training besides, obviously you get your jumps in, you work out on the track, hitting the gym, nutrition, what kinds of things are you doing?
I mean, I honestly, my philosophy is optimize everything. It's easy to work hard when you're on the track. It's easy to work hard when you walk into the weight room and just do the workout. How do you optimize everything in your life to make sure that weight room session, that track session is 100% optimized? That's what I am. I'm a holistic optimizer. Sleep, recovery, nutrition, training, weightlifting, meditation, visualization, everything. There is not a single stone unturned in my preparation. And during the off season, obviously includes a lot of pool workouts, playing sports with my friends, basketball, pickleball, spike ball, just being a normal teenager for a small period of time. But then once we lock in, we lock in. I haven't had a single bit of added sugar in any of my meals since probably November. I have gotten 10 to 12 hours of sleep every single night all the way up until this competition, and I will all the way through Paris. Every morning I get up with a 20-minute visualization and manifestation of everything that I want to do in Paris. Everything in my life is set up and optimized to win gold, and that's why I will. No one else is sacrificing as much as me. It's as simple as that.
Ezra, a lot of life is about getting the word out there and paying it forward, being a mentor. You and your dad have started a great nonprofit in the Los Angeles area, Angel City Sports. Talk a little bit about what it is that you're doing there and how you're giving back.
About a decade ago, my family and I, we started this nonprofit, Angel City Sports, because we recognized that there weren't any adaptive sports opportunities in Southern California. I mean, you think about a community that is 15% of the population, that's 50 million Americans, 1 billion people globally, yet in Southern California, there's no adaptive sports opportunities. You live with the physical disability, you just can't play sports. Obviously, there's more barriers to entry for this community, right? Someone in a wheelchair can't roll up to the YMCA and play wheelchair basketball. They need a specific chair, they need a specific game set up for them. And so recognizing the lack of opportunity, we punched in right there and then now have provided sports equipment, training, and competitive opportunities for the community for almost a decade now, providing 20,000 sport experiences for a year. We're continuing to grow and have now become one of the bigger adaptive sports organizations in the country, which is really cool to see.